who?
It's fucking you old fossil. Fuck's sake, we're not getting anything done. Ah, for fuck's sake.
What the fuck? What the fuck?
Yeah, fuck yeah.
Welcome to Not the Friends You Put on Speaker.
The podcast at 70% chaos
20% trauma bonding.
and 10% surprisingly good advice.
We're your hosts,
Belle,
and Peter.
serving messy stories
Loud opinions.
and the type of honesty that should probably come with a legal disclaimer. Right, let's fucking get into it.
Ready?
Ready?
Hey guys, welcome to episode 5. So today's topic is about grief. So what we're going to talk about today is my experience with grief, what I've been through. So anyone that follows me on Facebook would have seen that I've recently talked about some grief things. What we're going to do today is expand on all that. Belinda's going to question me on a few things and get an understanding as to what my life is now after I've experienced a major traumatic event in my life. Plus others, there's a few other things that are few other grief experiences that I have encountered through my life. So we'll talk about those as well.
Yeah. And why are we doing this now, Pete? Like, what's the significance why we're touching on this now as opposed to a couple of months down the track?
So because November is my brother's anniversary date. So last week is Trent. So it's Trent's birthday and the anniversary of his death. So it's very raw at the moment. You have a different experience. So we're doing that now. We're changing it up. You know, we want to change from talking about mining to talking about other real things that happen in our lives. So as we go forward with all our episodes, there'll be different content, and today's is the grief content.
Yeah, because of what you went through last week, we thought it would be a really good time to delve into that because, you know, you experienced that last week, and then obviously me on the other side with you as a mate experienced that as well. And we want to bring up topics and talk about topics when they're happening in life. So they're real, raw and current.
Yep, exactly. Yep.
Yeah. All right. So we spoke about Trent. Do you want to give the listeners a bit of insight and myself about who Trent is, what happened, when, all that sort of stuff? Like, give us a background and fill us in the situation that you're going through.
Okay. So my major grief story is my brother Trent was killed in a car crash in November 2020. He was a victim of someone driving towards him that went onto the wrong side of the road and hit him head on, and he was killed in that car crash in Lake Macquarie, New South Wales. He is the father of 3 beautiful children. He is the husband of Kirsty, my sister-in-law. He is my brother, my best friend. There is 18 months between Trent and I, so we have like a twin kind of relationship because we're very close in that sense. And he is the only son of my mum and dad, Nan and Dickie. There's 3 girls and then Trent, and he's the youngest also. So he was the coach of the local soccer team, an awesome father, and he was a high-standing member of the community. He did a lot for the community. He ran his own business, plasterer, and you know what? He was just an all-round Aussie good guy. So when that happened, it actually destroyed everyone's world. So everyone who is in my world, it destroyed their world. So it's actually a life-changing event.
Of course.
Yeah. So last week was marked 5 years since he's been gone. And that 5 years has been very difficult. We've tried to learn to navigate life as best we can without him, but it's definitely not easy. And it's definitely not something that, you know, you would wish even on your worst enemy. It's pretty bad. It's tough.
With that, Pete, there is a saying out there that it never gets easier, you just learn to manage. Is that correct?
Yeah, yeah, that is correct. Sometimes you think it does get easier, but it doesn't. Like, you learn different coping mechanisms. So you learn that something is going to trigger you. You know what your triggers are, so you learn to know what they are. You learn to maybe step away from different things to not trigger you. But yeah,
Yeah.
it never gets any easier. So anyone that tells you that's going to get easier is fucking lying.
Yeah. You just learn to manage it
Yeah.
better and have, I don't know. Like I said, I've never gone through anything like this, so I can't really comment on, this topic, but yeah, I can imagine that you just, like you said, you learn your trigger points, you learn what not to do when that time's coming around, and how people support you and how to ask for support and things like that. Would that be correct in saying?
Yeah, yes, it is correct. What I will tell you is that when someone does experience loss, so I've had this conversation with friends of mine that have experienced like a traumatic loss, and when it's the month of that loss, so for us it's November, for my friend it's September. Once that first of that month comes around, your behavior just starts to, like, it goes weird. Okay,
Weird in
so
sense, like,
so people get really highly emotional. People's behaviors change. Um, yeah, you get highly emotional. Like,
yeah,
yeah,
everything's
for
heightened.
everything is heightened. So for
Yeah,
me, like, I would, Maddie knows, probably don't go near her. Like, she's just like stressed. It's really hard to explain, but for
yeah,
that month, it is a very weird feeling. You're different. You're different
yeah,
to the
yeah,
other
and
months.
does it magnify more towards that date? So it's hard for you because you've got two dates back to back. You've got his birthday and then you've got the accident day back to back. So it's not as if it's just one thing or the other. You've got both sitting there together on that 1 month.
Yeah.
Does that make it harder, or do you think that makes it easier that you've got 1 month for him to grieve and go through the emotions, or would you prefer to have them sort of split up to have his birthday and then to have that day, do you
Uh,
think?
well, I think maybe it makes it easier. I don't know, because I can just work through it, but I don't know anything else.
Yeah.
I don't know. So you don't know what you don't know, kind of thing.
Yeah.
But to be able to deal with it, you mentally prepare, you do your stuff, okay, this is what we're going to do on this day, this is what we're going to do the next day. Probably one of the hardest things um throughout this process, uh with it being close to Trent's birthday, and then the crash anniversary the next day, is that my mum's birthday is a few days before Trent's. So I really struggle because all through life, Trent and mum just celebrated their birthdays together.
Yeah.
So, and you know what? Even your own birthday, even my birthday, it just sucks. Like, everyone's
It's a
birthday
loss.
sucks. Yeah, it sucks because you always think, oh, I just wish Trent could ring me for my birthday. That's when it's your birthday. If you're in my family, all you want for your birthday is Trent to ring you, and that
Yeah.
is never going to happen. And
Yeah.
they suck. Like, yeah, but to be able to for them for those two dates to be close together, yeah, probably does help a little bit. Yeah.
Yep. Do you think that well, obviously this has affected your mum immensely, but do you see the changing her with her birthday? Does she try and avoid her birthday now because she has that tie with Trent, seeing that they're only a couple of days apart? Do you see that changing her with her birthday now?
Big time.
Yep.
Massive big time. Mum's 80 next year. She's like, we're not doing anything.
You got to
She's
do something for her 80th.
she's going to get a pig on the spit. She doesn't even like that, but that's what she's getting.
Yeah, and I'll be the pirate with the parrot.
But yeah, to watch mum and dad, like literally, like not even on their birthdays, just to watch mum and dad is hard. Like
Yeah.
to see everyone's life now. I think when you experience a loss, uh, it doesn't only impact you, it impacts like how you react to the people around you, or how, oh, like an example is like even today, like I was driving home from work and there was an ambulance on the road, like I had to pull over for the ambulance. So instantly my thought is, oh my God, that person, like those people who that ambulance is going to. Like you just become this next level empathetic person, and it gets you in the heart every time.
Yeah.
The Yeah, first responders, it's just like every time I see a first responder now, I always say thank you for doing your job.
Yeah. 100%. They don't get enough credit for what they do, honestly.
Definitely not. No.
So, how did you cope when the accident initially happened? Like, what was your coping mechanisms then to what you do now 5 years on?
So initially, I just started eating. So I just ate a lot. I felt like I had a massive gap in my life, and I tried to fill that with food. I probably drank a little bit too much, but no more than usual, I guess. Like drank alcohol, but definitely the food
Hmm.
was a major thing for me. I put on a lot of weight. Um, so at the time, I was still working in the mining industry,
Yep.
and I found it really difficult to cope. So even though when I was in the mining industry, I wasn't on a piece of equipment all the time, like driving around with my own thoughts for those 12 and a half hours. At points, I needed to be on the equipment. And like we have spoken about previously, when you are driving around with your own thoughts, it breaks you.
Yep.
So I, when I was still working, uh, initially after the crash, I wasn't working to my full potential, and I have no doubt that the people that I worked with judged me, and they judged me hard.
And why do
So,
you say that?
uh, so I would like be fully distracted. I couldn't concentrate. I wasn't giving it like 100% at work.
Which
I
is
found,
fair enough, I think. Like, your
yeah,
brother just died. Like, do these people not have any empathy? And is
um,
that what you think it is? They lacked empathy or understanding? Or why do you think that they were like that? Like, I think that's pretty fair enough.
yeah, I don't know. I didn't feel supported in my workplace.
Yeah,
That's
that's a
yeah,
shame.
yeah. There was a couple of people, um, and you know what? Admittedly, I would have long conversations with some really good people, and it probably was cutting into our work time, which was probably frowned upon from management. But I think I just needed that little leeway because of what had happened in my life, and I feel that I was judged on that, but that's fine. It's their problem.
Yeah, that's
Um,
it.
so in the end, I did. Maddie and I decided it was best that I didn't work in the mining industry, so I resigned from my position because I could not cope.
Yeah, and there was no support or anything. Like, did they offer you like what do they call it? Like the counselors, the EAP and things like that. Did they offer you those types of support or what?
I can't even really remember. They probably did, but you know what? I was smart enough to know to use that myself, and I did utilize that.
And
So,
did that help?
uh, look, you either need a counselor kind of person or you don't need a counselor kind of person. And I went and had one conversation, and then I didn't go back again.
Yeah, I don't know whether it's those counselors. Like, I used that service once when I was going through a breakup, and I had the same thing. I went twice and went, "What's the point in this?" So I don't know whether it's them specifically or whether it is counseling or whether we are just that type of way of people that doesn't work for us. I'm not too sure, but I had the same experience with that service.
I'm pretty sure it's because we are that type of people. Well, actually, I'm convinced that that's what it is.
Yeah. But at least you went down those routes, and it's really disappointing to hear that your workplace, because you were there for years, it wasn't as if you were a new employee. You were there, you were old furniture, that they didn't support you or even have the empathy to cut you a bit of slack because of what you went through. Like, I'm
Yeah.
sure if the shoe was on the other foot, they would want the same, but that's really disappointing to hear.
I I respect the fact that unless you've experienced something like I've experienced, then you cannot relate. So, you're just not going to get what you need from a person that cannot relate. Like it's the same with anything in life. It's like if, Bill, like you not having any children, only having a pet, when your pet dies, that's your life, right?
Yeah,
Yep. So if someone has children, they probably can't relate too much because they've forgotten about how important it is when you don't have children and you only have that pet and that pet is your life. So when you cannot relate to stuff, people are just well, they just don't understand, and that's not their fault either. That's not
yeah,
their fault, but a little bit of understanding or try to learn to understand,
yeah,
would
and
go a
that's
long
what this
way.
is about. Yeah.
Yeah,
But I
yeah.
I think that's a bit of a cop out statement as well, because I don't understand. I've never been through this, but I still feel that I am empathetic and supportive and can understand to cut you some slack and that you need a little bit more than the normal person. Even though I've never been through anything like this, I still think that's a cop out, and I still am quite disappointed in that.
Yeah. Well, you know what? Maybe they did. Maybe they did offer stuff, but I can't remember because what
Yeah,
happens is your mind actually goes to mush.
yeah,
So, um, what happens? Well, and this is a generalization, but this did happen to me. So at 3 o'clock every morning, if you're just on day work, or just in life in general, at 3 o'clock every morning, I would wake up and you'd be pacing the house. You just, it's so what happens is it affects your nervous system. So when your nervous system's not happy, it just wakes you up at 3 o'clock in the morning. There's studies and that done on it, but I just remember I would always be waking up at 3 o'clock in the morning and just be fucked, pretty
yeah,
much. Like you don't know what's going on, you don't know what to do. um yeah, you're stressed, like you are fully stressed.
yeah, understandable.
So that
100%.
yeah, that happened for like quite a long time, so that doesn't happen now.
Yeah,
Some mornings I will wake up, but it's more irregular these days after 5 years.
yeah.
Yeah.
So tell me about, so obviously you discussed that the person was on the wrong side of the road doing the wrong thing. Was he a foreigner from what I can remember? He was a foreigner without a license or something like that, was it? Is that
Y-
correct?
Yeah, yeah. So he was a Nigerian national.
Mm-hmm.
So he was out here on a student visa, and he had been here, I think, about 2 years. He did not hold an Australian driver's license, so he held an international license or his Nigerian license. Uh, and he was allowed to at the time. That was the law. That was totally okay. Um, but I just remember I remember Kirst like ringing me up, going like, he doesn't even have a license, like, and I was like, what? And she's like, oh, he's Nigerian, and he doesn't hold an Australian driver's license. And I was like, what the fuck? Like, so he's been in the country 2 years.
Two
Like,
years is a long time. Like, fair enough, 2 weeks and he doesn't know which side of the road to go on. But 2 fucking years?
yeah, a long
That's
time.
concerning.
Yeah, there's so many elements to our story. It's 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 fucked. Like, that's the only way that I can describe it.
Yeah.
So, yeah, like, how does someone come to a country and he's working, so he's on like a student working visa. I've got notes on what type of visa it was, but I can't remember now. But yeah, and he was allowed to do that.
Yeah, that's a bit concerning. So, what did you do about that? What was your steps?
So initially, my nephew he wrote to the transport minister
Mhm.
about that, saying like, we need to have this change. And then Kirsten and I just started on this whole path of lobbying to have this change in the legislation, so that people on this type of visa needed to get an Australian driver's license within, I think it's like a 3-month period
Yep.
of when they arrive in the country. So I just want to explain how that works. So if any of the listeners remember, I think it's like Tom Burgess, the NRL player, he got charged because this is a high profile case, right? He got charged with certain offences, driving under the influence, driving under drugs, or driving while on drugs, not under them. Um, and all his things that he was pulled over for were never tracked. So what
Yeah,
happens
right.
is, if you're not on an Australian driver's license and you get pulled over, there is nowhere where that can be recorded in the New South Wales Service Australia, or RTA system, right?
Yeah,
So
right.
yeah. So it's complex. So old mate who crashed into Trent, he could have been driving around getting lots of different offences or being pulled over by the policeman, but it's never recorded. There's nowhere to record those offences. So with
That's
that,
weird. Can't they just put a little note side that this is what's happened? Like that's just barbaric.
yeah, but he doesn't exist in the system, right? Because he
Yeah,
doesn't
but we'll just
have.
put notes on the side, for God's sakes. I pulled over this bloke. This is his Nigerian license. Take a fucking photo of him. Put down what the offence is. Like, come on.
That's why we needed them to have an Australian driver's license so soon within their arrival to Australia, so we
So
can
they can
track
fuck
that.
up for 3 months, and then after that 3 months, she's game
Yeah,
on.
yeah,
You're
yeah.
pinned with the rest of us.
But honestly, New South Wales, like Victoria, had already implemented that.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, New South Wales was behind the 8 ball. But I do have to say, uh, we like created a petition about it. We did lots of online promotion about it. Sign our petition. This was a way, I guess, for us to honour Trent's legacy.
Yeah.
We actually got a chance to go and meet with the Transport Minister at the time, who was Andrew Constance, and he was fantastic. And the people that work for him were fantastic. They always kept us in the loop as to what was going on. And eventually the law got changed. So yeah,
And
now,
how long was that? How long was that process?
oh, it felt like forever. It was probably 18 months. It took 18 months for the whole process.
Yep. That's not
Um,
too bad
it's not too bad,
for
and
a
you got to,
change.
yeah, and you've got to
Yep.
remember, like, we were just coming, like, we're still in COVID, and with, like, Service New South Wales during COVID, they couldn't actually do, like, normal testing, because, you know, you couldn't get in a car and be
Mhm.
tested. So there was a backlog. Um, but they worked hard. We got the change done, and yeah, that change has happened. So it's really nice that we were able to make a positive change out of our loss.
And good on you for doing that. Like, that's really awesome. And, it shows what kind of people you are and that you care about this not happening to another family and also honouring Trent and all of that. So, bloody proud of you, sister.
Yeah, thanks.
Good on you.
Thanks, sister.
That's so good. So, what else is there? So, you got that implemented. I remember seeing you on TV. Did you go on TV?
Yeah, I was interviewed by NBN.
Yep.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, there's been a few newspaper articles about it, definitely, like the Newcastle Herald, NBN television. I remember when the change happened, they called me, and yeah, and I was out at the oyster farm, and yeah, it was
Yeah.
pretty cool to share that excitement with everyone. So yeah, it was
Yeah.
good.
I mean, you're not one to not be on TV. You fucking love being on TV.
I'm kind of used to it.
The amount of times I see you on TV, I'm like, oh, here she goes again.
Hey, here she
No, but
is.
that's bloody awesome, eh? You should be really proud of yourself for putting in that effort and getting that change to help prevent that happening to someone else.
Yeah,
So,
I
yeah,
yeah, I don't want anyone else to have to experience that. Um, you know, it's it's shit. Yeah.
yeah. So obviously, did this go to court or how did this all roll out? Did he get charged with anything or was he let to go because he wasn't in the register because he didn't have a license? Like, what was the process with this after, unfortunately, he killed someone for doing the wrong thing? What was the repercussions for him?
Yeah, so we went through a 2-year court battle.
Mm-hmm.
So the Australian court system is very slow. It's very drawn out. Everything gets adjourned. Um, Eventually, old mate was charged with uh, like crossing the centre line, and I can't remember the exact charges, but one of them was for using his mobile phone. So using his mobile phone while he was driving. And
Wow.
on that, I just want to say that even though it's been proven in a court of law that it was proven that he was using his mobile phone, which is why he veered onto the wrong side of the road, which is how he killed Trent. I believe that he fell asleep at the wheel of the car. So in my heart, that's what I believe. So old mate who did this, old mate Nigerian national, has never spoken a word to my family. He has never apologized to Kirsty and the kids. Oh, yeah, so they were able to determine that he was using his mobile phone for GPS or something like that on his phone.
Mm-hmm.
But like I said, in my heart, I believe old mate fell asleep at the wheel. So he had just completed I think it was like a 16-hour shift. I can't
What did he
remember.
do?
So he's like a carer or something like that.
Right.
He was actually, from what I remember, so for me, what happened is, like, I don't remember stuff, so I just block it out. If I can't deal with it, I just I must just chuck it out of there somewhere. So some stuff I can't remember at the time. uh, Kirsty was giving me all this information, and she might even like add to this stuff to confirm some things. But yeah, he was like a carer. He was on his way to meet his wife. So old mate Nigerian national has a couple of young kids, and he was going to do like a shift swap over with the kids. He was coming home from work and she was going to go from work, so go to work or something like that. It was
Yep.
it was weird. It was, yeah, he'd never been in that area before. But the main thing is for me is that he has never like acknowledged our family.
I was going to say that. Did you get an apology or did you get any? Was he remorseful for what he did? No?
Nope. Nope.
Why?
I don't know whether it's his culture. I don't know. I
He
just
never
don't know.
said sorry.
Never.
What?
So at the time, like Kirst read like a victim impact statement
Mm-hmm.
at court at the final hearing, and he never even looked up what the fuck.
What is wrong with people? Like, I'm already off people at the moment,
Yep.
but to know that someone can do the wrong thing, crossing a center line, being on your phone, clearly fatigued, etc., to then take someone's life and affect, a handful of people's life directly, to not even turn to those people. Like, you would have met him face to face, right?
Oh, don't you worry. Yep.
Multiple times.
Yep.
The
Oh,
first
Dickie's
thing,
been in his face.
oh, Dickie, kitty old pops. I fucking love Dickie. Dickie is Peter's dad. He's a cutie old pops. I love him. But that is just human nature. That is just, you're not taught that. You just say sorry. If you've fucked up, if you've killed someone, for God's sake, you turn to that family and say, I'm so fucking sorry. I'm
Yep.
sorry. I will never do that again. I'm so fucking sorry. But the fact
Yep.
that he couldn't do that, that is disgusting.
Yep. It's
So
so
what were the repercussions for him? Please tell me he actually got repercussions.
well, loss of license that he didn't fucking have. Um yeah, no jail time. Maybe a fine. Like, and again, to be honest, I can't remember, but no jail time.
So if he was an Australian citizen and he did that person did those things, if they were Australian citizen with Australian license, what would the repercussions be? Would you get jail time? Would you get a fine? Would you get other things for killing someone? Like, do you know what the repercussions for that are?
Oh, I don't know. But I believe that they will maybe a little bit harsher.
That's fucking
But
bullshit.
I don't know though.
Like, deport them. If they've come here, done the wrong thing, fucking see you later. Back to Nigeria you go. Like,
Yeah,
honestly.
yeah.
It's bullshit that people can come into this country, not speak English. Like, my first car accident was with a non-speaking English foreigner that basically I T-boned because he came in front of me on a double lane roundabout, and I was going around the roundabout with him, but he went straight, so I ended up T-boning him, right?
Oh, yeah.
Couldn't speak a word of English, nothing, and wrote my first car off. No repercussions, let alone fucking killing someone. Like,
Yeah,
deport these fuckers,
yeah,
honestly. They're killing our citizens, doing the right thing, going home to their family, going to their jobs, whatever, and you're just giving them a slap over the fucking wrist and they fucking killed someone. Like, that is absolute fucking bullshit. Like, that enrages me.
yeah. It's
That
it was
enrages me.
it's been so hard. Like, so not only have we experienced the loss of Trent, but then the court case and then the outcome of the court case.
Yeah, it's a
So
fucking joke.
It's so bad. So my message, and I send this message to everybody who I come across, is do not use your fucking mobile phone while you are driving. That's all I'm going to say. Okay? And when you think that it's okay for you to use your mobile phone, you think of my family, you think of my nieces and nephews, you think of our loss, what we experience every day, what we don't have, what was taken away from us.
Yep.
Don't touch your mobile phone, hey?
Or just don't do the wrong thing. Like, don't drink and drive, don't drive fatigued, all of that sort of stuff. Just do the right thing. Make sure that you're aware on the roads, because
Yeah,
that is our biggest killer, is the
yeah,
roads.
yeah,
Yeah, let alone having these other foreign fucks that come here and do the wrong thing and get a
yeah,
slap on the wrist. Like,
yeah.
that's just bullshit. If anything,
So
they should be dealt with more harshly than us Australian citizens. Honest, that boils my blood.
yeah, it's
That
so it's so bad.
How
So
can you
one of
take a
the
life and have no repercussions? Like,
yeah,
fuck.
yeah, it's shit.
Yeah, I'm
One of the
sorry.
other things that it does to you is because the crash, well, because it was Trent's death was a car crash, it actually changes your behavior on the road. So uh, like we're bad passengers. Um, you're fully heightened in any driving experience, like fully, like you are so alert, you are watching everyone else, you're the worst passenger in the world. um I have to say, at this 5-year mark, I am probably at a stage where I don't think everybody is driving everyone that is driving towards me is going to come into my lane, but I did think that.
Mhm.
So you just it was so stressful. But now, if the wheels of someone's car that is traveling towards me hit that center line, even if it's broken, like I start freaking out, like I'm flashing my lights, um, maybe tell them you're a fuckwit.
Mm.
Uh, it's a whole different experience to drive in a car, and the fear that you carry when someone that you know has been killed in a car crash is next level. So I've done like some hypnotherapy around that to
Mhm.
try and be better.
Did that help?
Um, maybe a little bit,
Yep.
yeah. But you just do what you can to try and make your life bearable.
And what else have you done?
Um, I don't know. What have I done?
Well, you did the hypnotherapy, you tried counselling, you
Yep.
got off the booze. I remember you being
Yeah,
sober.
I did 260 days sober.
Yep.
So I would highly recommend that to anyone. That's like super cool. I love that. That gives you like lots of clarity. You sleep better. Um, yeah, I always maintain my exercise. So even if it's just a walk,
Yep.
um, just trying to reconnect with myself, give yourself that space. Um, but really, mainly, like for me, the most important thing is just putting my family first.
Be supportive to
Yeah,
them, and likewise
yeah,
back to you. Yeah. So my question for you is, obviously you went through the 2 anniversaries the week just gone. And like I said, I've never experienced something like that. I've experienced people die and loss and things like that, but no one directly that impacts my world to your extent. Um, what is the best way to support a friend in that situation? Because I know that I would send you a message being like, thinking of you with a love heart. And then I'd be like, oh, I can't imagine what you're going through, something. And then I'd like backspace it. And then it would just end up as thinking of you with a love heart, because I'm like, fuck, you don't want to like over exaggerate and just word vomit to make it sound a little bit more but then you don't want it to be short and sweet, like thinking of you with a love heart. Like, give someone like me advice to a friend that is going through something like that. Like, what do you feel is the best way, or what can people say or not say, and things like that? Like, how is someone going to support you? Give some advice on that and some clarity for myself.
I'm gonna cry.
Oh God, don't cry. I'm going to cry.
um, you just have to say something.
Just something?
Just yep. So you mentioned like, oh, I didn't want to do just that little bit. Just that little bit counts.
Yeah.
Just the connection. Like that's all it is. It doesn't matter what it is. It just doesn't matter. Even if you just send a love heart, or whatever makes it's just knowing that someone is thinking about you.
Yeah.
Um, because whatever you were going to say is not going to make anyone feel any better, right? But knowing that you just are there and thinking about me or thinking about us, it's so important
Yeah.
because what I say to everyone is, oh, you just got to sit in your shit. Like it's shit. You just got to sit there. Um, for me, and for Kirst and my sisters, my mum and dad, we just got to, and yeah, and you know what, Kirst's mum and dad as well. Like all of us,
Yeah.
yeah, you just got to sit there, um, be in the shit. But if you just have someone that sends you a text message, it doesn't even have to be a phone call that just says thinking of you or I love you or I miss Trent as much as you do or something like that.
Yeah.
It's so nice.
Does
It's
so you said that it's just that message, but can you take that message too far to
oh,
be like, oh, I
I don't think
understand
so.
what you're going through, and you're like, no, you fucking don't, or does it sort of flip the script if you know that they don't understand and they try and fluff it up, but then it's actually not what it is? Does that make sense? Like, how I was like
Yeah, yeah,
backspacing going like, oh, I'm not going
yeah,
to send that because I don't actually know what it's like. So I'll just keep it short and sweet.
yeah.
Can that have a negative sort of impact that you have that message of support, but then you put too much into it that's not relative, or that person actually doesn't know what they're talking about just to have words? Does that make sense?
Yeah. For me, no. Like, no. Like, for me, like, I just like the connection. Like, I just like someone to acknowledge that, you know, that they feel me. Because
Yeah.
even though you send me a message and you mightn't be able to, like, 100% relate to what I'm feeling, by just you sending that message is an understanding that you somehow want to relate, right? Or you you feel a connection and that's all you want. Like
Yeah.
it doesn't matter. The only thing that I and I haven't experienced this, but I've heard other people experiences like saying people that say to you, "Oh, you just need to move on." But no one's ever said that to me. But I have
Like, fuck.
heard, yeah, I'm like, "Oh, you're not gonna fucking move on, so whatever." But
Wow.
yeah, but I think if you're like a true person, like you have true friendship, your true family, um, you have that empathy. You wouldn't say that anyway. But you know what? Some people don't know what to say. Like some people just don't know what to do.
Well, don't
Like,
fucking say anything at all, for God's sake.
yeah, like,
Especially if you're going to be like, oh, just get the fuck over it.
no, well, they don't say that, um, but yeah,
Man.
yeah, I would just say, just send a heart.
Yeah.
So I want to tell this story. My friend recently lost her husband to suicide, and although I haven't experienced that kind of trauma, I have experienced loss in a traumatic way, and I struggled to reach out to my friend.
Yeah,
And
right.
and like I don't know what she's feeling, but I kind of do with all that. It's just like this thing that sits in you. And I spoke to some other friends about it and I'm like, oh, what do I do? And they're just like, you just have to fucking reach out to her. Like, what the fuck are you doing? And I'm like, oh my God, yes, I do. But for me, that was really hard to do. So I still haven't physically spoken to my friend. We've exchanged a few messages. Um, and you know what? I'm probably letting my friend down by not doing that. But it's so hard. So as a person that has been through a traumatic event of loss, when someone doesn't reach out to you, you also have to understand that it's not you, it may just be them and how they can't cope. So it's
Yeah.
honestly, it's such a fucking juggling act and trying to manage all this shit. It's so hard. It's
It is.
so hard.
And we as human beings, we avoid the hard conversations, right? I do it, you do it, everyone does it. If it's a fucking hard conversation, we just put it to the side, deal with the emotions, and fucking just move on. We've all done
Yep.
it. And I think that's what
Yeah.
that is, plus paired with your trauma, PTSD, all that sort of stuff that goes along with your own experience. But like you said, it could be as simple as just sending a heart or thinking of you and things like that. So it's a good thing that you're aware and you know that you might be being a shitty friend and things like that, but it's also about being honest about those sort of things. So maybe she'll listen to this and be like, oh, I can understand now. You know, it's
Yep.
just no one wants to have hard conversations with other people. At the
Yeah.
end of the day, that's what humans are like. They'd rather avoid it. Like I said, I do it, you do it, everyone does it. But you also need to show up for everyone because people notice those sort of things. And that's what I was going to roll into my next question is, has your relationships changed with the people that you held value to, like friends and family or whatever? Has that changed with the lack of empathy and support with you going through this sort of thing? Like, has that, like, I know if someone doesn't reach out for me for my birthday, I notice that, right? I'm like, you're my friend, you should reach out because it's my birthday. So happy birthday, show up for my birthday party, things like that. So with grief and things like that, has that changed your dynamic within your support circle with certain people because they didn't show up for you?
I don't think like so within my like close support circle, I don't feel like anyone hasn't shown up for me.
That's good.
Yeah, like because we're pretty tight.
Yep.
What it did make me realize was that because like I've got like a lot of friends, like I'm a fairly friendly person. It made me realize that all the people that I'm friends with, I don't need to be friends with them. I need to be friends with the people that are tight with me, those people that reach out. And you kind of know the people that struggle to reach out, but they're still the most important ones to you as well. Um, so you just realize that like how important your family is.
Mm-hmm. 100%.
And the people that mean the most to you, you need to put them first.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Oh dear.
We almost got
Um,
there, sister. We almost got there.
but yeah, like you just like even if you don't have like I like have a pretty big family. My family is we're close. Even like with Kirst's family, like all my sisters, their partners' families are close to us. Like that's how we roll. We've always been like that.
Yep.
Even if you don't have that, I think that if you have like a tight group of friends or people that are just important to you, you just need to. It's like you know your tribe. You just hang on to them, grab them tight. Yeah, and hang on to that shit,
Yeah,
and it
100%.
makes you feel better. Yeah.
Yeah,
Find your people.
that's it. It's so good that you have that. You're very lucky.
Yeah, yeah, and I know that. I know in how such a bad situation we have been through, I know how fortunate we are because of the people that we have around us.
Yeah,
Yep.
silver linings.
Yep. Absolutely.
Yeah, so I'm going to change the narrative a little bit. So I am a little bit woo-woo. I believe in and have experience with, the supernatural, things like that. Have you experienced anything with Trent since he's been gone?
Yeah, yeah, so yes. My most recent experience is so this year on the anniversary of Trent's passing and his birthday, we all decided to go away. There was 37 of us, and it was
Wow.
yeah, it was so amazing. It was just it was just the best experience. And we went and stayed at a caravan park all
Hmm.
together. Some of us were in cabins, some of us caravans, some of us camping. And we stayed in a caravan park at Gloucester, New South Wales, which
Yep.
is not where my brother lived. It's an hour away from me. It's kind of like not near anybody,
Why'd you choose that place?
because that's where Trent liked to go. That's where Kirsten, Trent, and the kids like to go, and it's a pretty cool place. If you haven't been there, you probably should go there.
All right, cool.
Yep. Uh, and when we got there was a car there that was Trent and Kirsty's family car before he passed away.
What? All
So,
right, explain.
okay. So when Trent passed away, him and Kirst had the Pajero.
Hmm.
Yep, silver Pajero. I know the number plates because it was BJY because I used to say blowjobby. I
Trent
used
the
to rip him off.
blowjob, eh?
I used to rip him off about it. Yeah, and we're all there in the caravan park, and that car was there. So Kirsty has sold that car. She sold that car 5 years ago,
So
right?
did she sell it before the
No,
accident or
no,
after?
after,
Right.
because they needed to do a family upgrade so she could manage her life now with a more reliable car.
Yep.
Um, and seriously, that car was there. Like,
Blowjobby was there.
yes, in the caravan park,
How
and
fucking weird's that?
it's so trippy. Like everyone's going, why is that car here? So, like even Maddie said, I know that that's the car because I put that aerial on that bull bar. Like, and we all you just knew anyway. You just knew that was car. So I went up to old mate and I go, mate, where'd you get that car? Like, and he said to me, oh, I bought it at a car yard in Jasmine. But why would that car be there? Like at
Did you
Gloucester
ask where did
Caravan
they
Park?
live? Did you ask where they
Oh, I
lived?
didn't ask where they lived. I didn't ask where
Fuck,
they
I
lived.
would ask, like, where do you live? Why are you here? Like, this is
Yeah,
fucking
actually,
weird.
I should have asked that. Hey,
Yeah,
I should
I
have
would
asked
have.
that.
I would have went down
Yeah.
the nitty gritty trying to figure the fuck why that car is there on that anniversary with
I
all
know.
of his family there. Like, if that's not a sign, and
What?
I'm big
Yep.
on signs, like
Yep.
that's cool.
It's so cool. And it. Whoa. Yeah.
Yeah, that's his little
Another.
thing to
Yep.
say, hey, I'm
He
looking.
is. Yep.
Yeah.
He is always with us. So another thing. So when that car was there, um, my cousin said, "Oh, the only thing we need now is to see a pelican because Trent used to call everyone a pelican. Ah, you fucking pelican." Anyway, so we had a group like a big game of cricket, and when we were playing cricket, there was a pelican. Like, so we're at Gloucester, which is inland, right?
Yeah.
And there was one pelican circling really high in the sky,
Over
and
top of his?
yep, yep, and he was only there for a couple of minutes. had everyone like bawling their eyes out.
Yeah.
It was
That's
just
so
fucking
cool.
amazing.
It's funny
Yep.
how things like that work, hey? It's
Yep.
always signs. They always send you signs. You've just got to recognize them.
Yep.
Yeah. That's so cool. That's
Yep. So
awesome.
super trippy. Yep.
Yeah. No, that's so cool. So any last words, Pete? Anything else you want to bring up?
I don't think so. Just if you're, if you experience grief, make sure that you reach out, seek help. You know, even reach out to me. I don't mind, but yeah, surround yourself with some awesome people and get the help that you need. And yeah, good luck with that.
And then also, if you're on the other side like me, send a love heart, send a thinking of you, all that sort of stuff. It all counts. So be aware, be empathetic, be supportive for
Yeah,
people.
yeah.
Yeah. All right. Well, that was a good episode. Proud of you for speaking about that. And hopefully someone took something away from this episode.
Thank you. Thanks for listening.
All right. Catch you on the next episode, cunts.
Catch you.
That's a wrap on today's shit show.
But before you run off,
Make sure you follow the podcast
jump on the socials and give us some love.
and share this episode with the mate that should never be put on speaker.
We love ya.
We appreciate you. Catch you, cunts.